a couple final thoughts. The first reading today, do you remember what it was? The first reading today was the fall of Adam and Eve in the garden. The original sin. It's called original because it's the origin of sin. All sin originated there in the garden. Adam and Eve, they were perfectly happy. They were in harmony with each other. There was no dissension between Adam and Eve. There was perfect harmony between Adam and Eve and animals, Adam and Eve and nature, Adam and Eve and God. It was perfect. It was bliss, blissful. The Lord only asked of them one thing: do not touch or eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. If you do, you'll die. The devil wiggles into their life the way he'll do to you. He will wiggle into your life and say, God is a liar. If you commit this sin, it will give you pleasure. You will be like God too. Commit this sin. Violate his law. If you do it, you'll be like God. It will give you pleasure. Give you pleasure. They believed the devil and disobeyed God, and as a result, sin entered into the world. Now you have the first Adam and the first Eve. They were our first parents, Adam and Eve. All of us traceable back to that. Our lineage back to them. Adam and Eve. Eve, the first Eve, as a result of her disobedience, brought to all of us her children. What did she bring to us? Pain, misery, death, shame, those kind of things. That's what she did, our first mother. First Eve, the first Eve, as a result of her disobedience, doomed to death all of her children. The gospel was the Annunciation, where Gabriel shows up and says to Mary, you have been selected to be the mother of God. She didn't understand it. And eventually she says, even though she doesn't have a full understanding, eventually she says, what? I am the handmaid of the Lord. May it be done to me in accord with your word. So you have the first Eve, our first mother in the Garden of Eden. She rejects God's law and believes instead the devil and dooms all of us to death. But the second Eve is Mary, and she says, may it be done to me in accord with your word. And as a result, she gives birth, she conceives and gives birth to the one who gives life to all of us. And so what you have is, you have this contrast and comparison between the first Eve in the garden, who is total disobedient, with Mary at the Annunciation, who is what? Completely obedient. So the first Eve's disobedience dooms all of her kids to death. The second Eve, who is Mary, may it be done to me in accord with your word. Her obedience, she conceives and gives birth to the one who gives life to all of us.